Welcome to Tesla Tips and Trips. It's been a while since we've done a little drive and talk, just you and me. I figured we'd do that. It's kind of my mobile studio on how we do these videos. So today on the show, we're going to do the top 5 things that I really like about Tesla and this car in general. In a future video, we'll probably do the things that we don't like because, let's be honest, people like to see those more online. I don't know why. But this one will be a positive video. We're going to check out all the things that I actually like, the top 5 things, in fact. So keep it right here. Okay, we begin our list of the top 5 things that I like about Tesla or this car in general. Coming in at number 5, software updates. I mean, this car is completely different from when I bought it in 2019, May of 2019. It's a Model 3 SR Plus from 2019, and the features that this car has today are like light years ahead of when I first got it. So how cool are software updates? There's not many cars on the road that A, do software updates, and B, do as many as Tesla does. I mean, it's like almost every month, sometimes twice a month. I'm constantly getting stuff on my app. Hey, software update. And who doesn't love the notification that a software update is here? Some new stuff, even if it's bug fixes, because I don't want bugs, right? We want those fixed. So even bug fixes are kind of exciting. So at number 5 on my list, hands down, one of the top ones on my list, obviously top 5, software updates. And I know everybody else loves them too. So very cool. Number 5, software updates. Next on my list of the top 5 things that I like about Tesla or this particular car, the on-screen nav. I mean, it is so robust, so easy to use. I can't think of an instance on a road trip, and we've done a lot of road trips on this car. I can't think of an instance where it was wrong, where we've been close to being stranded, where the estimate hasn't been pretty much dead on. I mean, it's kind of remarkable, to be honest. It's within 1 or 2% has been our experience of its estimation when we're doing road trips, and that's pretty decent. One thing it doesn't do, and I wish it would do, is I wish it would factor in wind, because wind and maybe even rain for that matter, wind and rain do affect range. It's actually pretty huge, and it would be nice that the nav factor that in. Now, I do know that the nav factors in elevation changes. I know this because I've done some pretty huge elevation changes, and if it hadn't factored that in, there's no way we would have made it. So definitely factors that in. The on-screen nav, it does have some quirks. There's been times, I won't lie, that the nav has said, you know, circle around this way around a neighborhood when I could have just gone straight. I mean, it's kind of weird. But for the most part, on road trips, it is absolutely amazing and so easy to use. My 12-year-old absolutely loves the nav. He flies around it, not a problem at all. And so the on-screen nav, absolutely one of the top 5 things that is pretty awesome to have on this car. That brings us to number 3 on our list, our top 5 list, that is, here on Tesla Tips and Trips. Don't forget to subscribe, like, hit the bell, all that fun stuff that YouTubers appreciate. The likes are huge. I mean, it really factors in the algorithm and helps our channel. So if you got the time, hit the like button. I truly appreciate it. So number 3 on the list, it's comfortable. Now, in a future video, we're going to do the top 5 negative things or bad things or things we don't like as much about the Tesla. And I will have some things to say about the seats, but this is not that. The seats are really comfortable inside the Tesla Model 3. I have the model that actually has the lumbar support, and I use it. It's fantastic. It feels so comfortable. The seats are nice and cushy. They feel very comfortable. So comfort is definitely on this top 5 list. The kids in the back on road trips, granted they're 8 and 12, They're still very comfortable back there. We will be getting a Y at some point in the future to give them even more room on road trips. But right now, the Model 3 fits the bill perfectly, and they have all the room in the world. Lots of plushies and blankets and pillows on road trips, and it fits just fine. And everybody is very, very comfortable in this car. All right, coming in at number 2 on my list of the things that we like about our Tesla, or Tesla in general, number 2 is the drivability of this car. And I will start with this statement. People ask all the time that don't have Teslas, have never been in one. They say, what's it like driving a Tesla? And I equate it to this. It is like owning a fighter jet amongst biplanes. The acceleration is thrilling. The handling, weaving in and out of traffic. Not that I do that all the time, but the weaving in and out of traffic, the handling around corners is amazing. The drivability of this car is the best I've ever had. And I've owned a lot of different cars throughout my life, different makes, different models, different styles. This thing feels so secure to the road, so snug. I equate it to a fighter jet amongst biplanes, or a go-kart amongst, Model T Fords. I mean, that's how I feel about the drivability of this car. And not having the instrument cluster in front of the steering wheel, not an issue. You could see the speed limit on the corner of your eye, not a problem there. But here are my driver settings that I have it set to. I like things kind of tight. I don't like a grandma feel. I don't like a Lexus LS kind of boat feel where things, are very squishy and comfortable in that way. I like it sporty. I like it tight. And these are the settings that I use on my car. So at number 2 on this list, the drivability of the car itself is incredible. That brings us to the number 1 thing on our list here at Tesla Tips and Trips, things we like about our Tesla or Tesla in general. And at number 1, hands down, this is why people buy Teslas. It's got to be top 3 on their list. The Supercharger network. You hear a lot about this in mainstream media. You hear a lot about this on all the other YouTube channels, and we are no different. The elegance of the Supercharger network on road trips, it's so easy to use. It's the nav, using it, finding them is so easy to use. And using them itself, plugging in at a Supercharger, is unlike any experience. At a gas station, what do you do first? You got to pay, and you got to have that go through. If it doesn't go through, you got to walk inside with cash. Then you plug in, you put in the gas nozzle, and then you finally fill up the car. With a Tesla Supercharger, it's integrated. If you're not familiar, if you're new to Tesla or you haven't gotten yours yet, it's all integrated into the credit card that you use to order the car. So when you get to a Supercharger, you plug it in, it hits the mothership, it knows what car you are, what credit card's on file, and it just starts charging. And that happens so fast. It's not like there's this weird lag. I've used Supercharger, or I've used CCS chargers on this channel. You've seen them with the adapter that we have. And the handshake process of all that stuff, paying for it, and having it talk to the car, and having it work, and all that stuff, it takes a good minute and a half. With Superchargers, you plug it in, and it's charging in 5-10 seconds. Oftentimes, I have plugged it in and haven't even sat back down in the car, and it's already ramping up and charging. That's how easy and elegant the Supercharger network is. The other thing that's awesome about the Supercharger network is it's not static. They are popping up all over, all the time. My 12-year-old actually uses an app called, I think it's called Superchargers. It's kind of a weird app. It's not a main huge app, but that everybody else uses. But he is tracking when Superchargers are going from permit to installation to operational, and they are just popping up everywhere. And so it's going to be there's going to be a time where you don't really have to think about using Superchargers or where they're at on road trips. They're going to be everywhere. And I've noticed also recently, they're starting to pop up on both sides of the freeway in the same location. So you don't even have to cross the freeway if you're on the other side of the freeway. They're just going to be there, like gas stations. It's pretty darn cool. So if Tesla has a competitive advantage, at least right now, it is definitely the Supercharger network and how they are integrating it. The locations are awesome. A lot of times we'll stop at a Supercharger and we'll discover the area. Like Hollister rings a bell, in California. We stopped there and there's this train and waterfalls and candy stores, and you know, we plugged in, and by the time we got back, the car was full. I mean, we weren't even thinking of doing it to full, but it was full. And so that's another thing people ask is, how long does it take to supercharge? And if you, on a road trip, live within, say, 5%, if you're gutsy, to 60 to 65% on the battery, it takes almost no time. By the time you go to the bathroom, get snacks, wrangle up the kids, get them back in the car, you're done, you're ready, the car is waiting for you. And in fact, more often than not, on road trips, we find that the car is waiting for us in terms of waiting for supercharging. So we're just not sitting there waiting around. So Superchargers, number one on our list of things that we absolutely love about Tesla, and I don't think that's going to change, even when the Supercharger network is opened up to the rest of the makes and models. I think it's still going to be somewhat Tesla-centric. But we're going to find out together, aren't we? So there you go. Our number one Superchargers on our Tesla Top 5 list here at Tesla Tips and Trips. Again, thank you so much for liking this video and liking our channel and subscribing. We have over 500 subscribers. It may even be closer to 600 by the time this thing drops, and we appreciate each and every one of you. Use our referral code. I know they got rid of the 1,000 free Supercharger miles, but if you're thinking of solar, the referral still works. So if you need a code, I'll throw it down at the bottom of the screen. You can use our code for solar, and you get $500 off, and I get $500 off. That's pretty cool, or $500 in my pocket. So use our referral code if you need it, and we will be back soon with another video here on Tesla Tips and Trips.